Hello, our group decided to focus on chemistry behind the Avengers. So what we did is took each Avenger and found what they were most known for. We then researched these items and how science played a part in these items, and we tried to see if their items or their features could be replicated in the real world. So to begin, we're going to start with Iron Man. And Iron Man is most known for his suit. That's what makes Iron Man Iron Man. So a really interesting fact is that while Iron Man's suit was first made of iron, it was soon changed because iron is a very heavy and dense material, and it rusts easily and gets damaged very quickly. So Iron Man's suit now contains no iron. And while it's not 100% certain of the materials used in creating his suit, it's believed to be made of some nickel titanium mixture. And to keep his body safe, Iron Man has created a very strong exoskeleton, which is essentially his suit. And an exoskeleton is a rigid external covering for the body in some people, which provides both support and protection. And in Iron Man's sense, or in his case, he made this suit to act as his exoskeleton to protect him from injuries and to protect him when fighting and flying. So the real question is, could Iron Man's suit be replicated? And unfortunately, no, because while it's a very cool idea, the inertia would ultimately kill the wearer of this suit. So inertia is defined as a property of matter by which an item will continue in its existing state of rest or uniform motion in a straight line unless the state is changed by an external force. So what this means in Iron Man's case is when he is moving and flying through the air and he makes a sudden stop, he wouldn't be injured. But in the real world, if somebody was moving at an incredible pace and then they came to a sudden stop, their internal organs and their everything internally would keep moving. So this would result in concussions and broken bones. So while it seems that Iron Man has like these inertial dampers, this cannot be replicated in the real world. So next we're going to move on to Captain America, and he is most known for his shield. So Captain America's shield can absorb great amounts of kinetic energy. And when thinking of Cap's shield, it's important to remember the first law of thermodynamics, which is basically the fundamental principle of physics that the total energy of an isolated system is constant despite internal changes. So because energy is conserved, the energy that impacts the shield must go somewhere. So the absence of heat and sound means that the energy has to be absorbed somehow. The atomic bonds in the shield, which is made of vibranium, a fake metal that is only seen in the Marvel Universe, must be able to store that energy in some form. So, could Cap's shield be replicated? Probably not. Well, firstly, his shield's made by a metal that doesn't really exist, so there's no way they could replicate an identical copy of Cap's shield. And what is cool is that his shield resembles something in the real world, which is a supercapacitor, which is basically just a big battery, which is cool. And just in conclusion with Cap's shield just ultimately defies the laws of physics, and this is seen when the edge of his shield is somehow able to absorb and transfer energy, allowing it to behave like a super ball, bouncing until it runs out of energy, hits a soft target which absorbs its energy transfer, or is caught by Captain America or another sufficiently strong and agile person. So Black Widow she doesn't really have an item that makes her the Black Widow, but she does have an advanced form of healing. So Black Widow has super fast healing strength, ages slowly, and has increased stamina. So I found this quote on the Black Widow and how this works. And so the Black Widow has been enhanced by biotechnology that makes her body resistant to aging and disease and heals at an above human rate, as well as psychological conditioning that suppresses her memory of treatments as opposed to implemented ones of the past without the aid of specifically designed system suppressant drugs. So if you're a fan of the Marvel Universe, Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow, basically received the Russian equivalent of the super soldier serum that Captain America received. And the reason that Black Widow has super fast healing strength and increased stamina is because her white blood cells are working differently than other humans. So, is advanced healing really real in the real world? Unfortunately, no. This type of healing and super stamina is not a real thing. In the real world, one's white blood cells would have to be genetically altered to get a somewhat similar effect. But what is interesting is the macrophages. So a macrophage is a type of white blood cell that fights infection and oversees the repair process of one's body. And it takes between 2 and 5 days for this to happen in a normal human who's healthy. But Black Widow, her macrophages would have to work at an incredibly fast pace and create this healing and repairing within hours. So unfortunately, this is not real unless doctors and scientists work to find a super advanced form of healing that will increase healing and genetically alter one's macrophages. So Thor is most known for his hammer. It's Thor's hammer is most known for only being able to be lifted by a few people. So Thor's hammer is estimated to weigh around 300 pounds, which is incredibly heavy. And then Thor's hammer is assumed to work through electromagnetism, and electromagnetism is not just responsible for electricity and magnets. Light is made of photons, which are electromagnetic quanta. Radiation works because of electromagnetic charges. Most chemical reactions are about exchanging electrons. Most biological processes are just exchanges of electrons. And if matter is energy and all energy is basically electromagnetism, then pretty much everything in the entire universe is magnets. Which isn't really a very good explanation, but it kind of puts in perspective just how Thor's hammer might work. So, once again, Thor's hammer cannot be replicated. It defies gravity and the laws of physics. This is seen when the hammer is thrown. The hammer is seen to be weightless when thrown. However, when one tries to pick it up, it is seen to be extremely heavy and extremely hard to move. This is also seen when someone's hit by said hammer. The force could ultimately kill someone or injure them very badly. So, it cannot be replicated and it's not real. Hawkeye also doesn't really have anything specific to him. But a lot of people forget that Hawkeye has his bow and arrow, which is what makes Hawkeye Hawkeye. So while Hawkeye is an ordinary person, the magic lies in his bow and arrow. So Hawkeye's bow is a specialized recurve bow that aids his combat and helps him fight. So Hawkeye has a ton of arrows, such as conventional, explosive, burst shot, and so much more. And to me, the most interesting are the incendiary arrow, which is an arrow that contains a chemical mixture that can melt through a variety of materials, including most metals when activated, similar to a powerful thermite reaction. And his hacker arrow, which is an arrow with an arrowhead that serves as a solid-state computer drive containing specific computer codes. So in the hand of a skilled archer, this arrow can be fired and jacked into a specific computer input from a distance, after which it uploads a set of code into the computer. So is Hawkeye's bow and arrow real? Somewhat. Hawkeye's bow would be very easy to replicate with the right materials and engineer. However, his arrows, some of them could be easily created, but a lot of the others could not. This is seen when both the hacker and conventional bow, they both contain a lot of materials condensed into a very small arrowhead. And at the moment, neither one of these can be replicated by modern day scientists. So to conclude this PowerPoint, we have Hulk's transformation, which is this amazing thing. So the Hulk is an extremely powerful thing due to his exposure to a lethal blast of gamma radiation. So when angry and enraged, Bruce Banner, who is the Hulk, will change into the Hulk. This is due to epigenetic modification. So when changing between Bruce and the Hulk, the DNA is switched on and off like a light switch. And then another feature of the Hulk is his green color due to the exposure to biliverdin, which is a green tetraphylic biopigment and is a product of heme catabolism. So, once again, Hulk's transformation is in no way real. Bruce Banner's first exposure to the gamma rays would have killed someone in real life. There is no way someone could be exposed to this amount of gamma radiation and still survive. So a real world gamma bomb would not create a cool looking green guy, but would create a very dead corpse, if not an incarcerated corpse. So the transformation that happens between Bruce Banner and the Hulk is also just incredibly false. The shifting of his bones and internal organs would kill Bruce upon his transformation back. So I hope you enjoyed this PowerPoint. We put a lot of work into it, and just thank you so much.